Oi, 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 fans, what is up? So it's here. The first episode of Mandalorian Season 2 is out, and I've already seen it twice, I must admit, yes. And here's my very, very short, brief take on it. I think that most of the fans, the true Star Wars fans, will be excited about this particular episode. Now, this video will contain some serious spoilers, so if you haven't seen Mandalorian episode 1 of season 2 or chapter 9, I think, the Marshal, turn off this video, go watch it, come back, because this is going to be a spoiler-filled video. Once more, spoilers ahead. Warning. Fine, you've been warned. Now, before I get to my favorite, well, we could call them Easter eggs, but they were more like fucking in your face awesome things than they were Easter eggs. I will just sum up the overall feeling of the episode. I love the episode because it was made in the way that the first season of The Mandalorian really set up the mood, and that's a true Western, right, feeling. I consider The Mandalorian to be like a space Star Wars Western series, and that I love. Mandalorian being like this sort of lone rider, like this cowboy, wandering the galaxy with the child or Baby Yoda by his side, now in Season 2, searching for his kind, basically Yoda's race, which all of us are excited, right, about. And that is, I think, the most exciting thing about this particular season, or one of them, the fact that there is a possibility that we will get to know a bit more about Yoda's race, and that is extraordinarily intriguing for me. The scenes where Mando was just wandering through the streets of the little shops, little towns, little villages on Tatooine, it looks as if came out of an old Western film, right? Moreover, I really liked the town at the beginning of the episode, this sort of dark, graffiti-filled, concrete, building-filled town, you know, as if it was really in a quarter where no decent people go. And then we are getting to the fight, really, that was the place of the meeting where Mandalorian was supposed to meet that person who was supposed to provide him with the information where to find another Mandalorian. Now, and that is when the Easter eggs, or really the in-your-face awesome things, come around. Now, I have pointed out for myself, I've written down just the most important ones for me, or the ones that stood out the most for me. I'm sure there are many more Easter eggs. The first one that I noticed was the when there was like this wall at the beginning filled with graffiti, and obviously there were a lot of stormtroopers' helmets, sprayed or painted on the wall. But among them, there was the head of C-3PO, or the kind of droid that C-3PO is, but it was also yellow gold. So, you know, C-3PO is the first droid that comes up your mind, obviously. So I was like, oh, it's like C-3PO head. Of course, the Gamorreans. This time it wasn't the Gamorreans guards, it was the Gamorreans boxes of fighters, really. Not boxes, because they were using weapons. But it was nice to see live-action Gamorreans once again, even though they were a bit skinnier than in episode 6. Well, they were fighters, right? They were athletes, let's say trained slaves, warriors. So it's quite understandable that their physique was a bit different from those that just guarded the palace of Jabba the Hutt in episode 6. Now then we are getting to Tatooine. And Mandalorian for the first time meeting the Marshal, who was, by the way, a very cool character, very likable character, As far as the supporting characters that only appear in the show just for one episode, such as in the Gunslinger, the young bounty hunter, he was, I think, the most likable one of all these. Of course, I do not count Gina Carano as character, or I'm blanking on the name. I have spoken guy. Quill, right? They are, you know, they appeared more often than just once. But who knows? We might meet Marshal again in this series. We don't know right now. But I liked him very much. And of course, the most important thing about him was that he was wearing Boba Fett's armor. Jesus fucking Christ! I saw it and it was like, I was watching it with my parents and I was like, that's Boba Fett's armor! Whoa! And I was like, where did he find it? And then we of course get to know that he got it from Jawas, but not once I thought that Boba Fett died. I think that it's some sort of unspoken truth among Star Wars fans that Boba Fett isn't dead. It was in the legends, in the before Disney canon, in the comic books and in the novels, that he didn't die and that he actually escaped the Sarlacc pit after the unfortunate event in episode 6. But, you know, when Disney came, they set their own canon and, you know, but I have my own canon in my head anyway. But in the end, something awesome will come, right? Then when they were going to the serpent's lair, they were of course riding speeder bikes, and the speeder bike that the Marshal was riding on was actually, if I'm not wrong, the engine from Anakin's speeder from episode 1, when there was the speeder race, like this half an hour scene, or the half an hour part of episode 1, when there was the race and Anakin built his own speeder in episode 1. That was the freaking engine, one of the 2 fucking engines that drew the open cockpit. That was amazing, and it even made the same sound. So I pretty much think that, yeah, we can be sure that this is that thing. It was just fantastic. I was also quite amused by the fact that we get to know finally what's the point of the Tusken Raiders' staffs, this round part with a spike coming from it. One of the possible uses, because there was a Tusken Raider just cleaning one of their Bantha's teeth with it. So I thought it was quite amusing. And I do not want to make this video too long, so I'll just point out the most obvious thing, right? The biggest spoiler of them all. And that's fucking Boba Fett in the end. The fucking live action Temuera Morrison Boba Fett appearing in the in a Tusken Raider attire, watching Mandalorian going off to the distance, actually having his armor on his speeder bike, because the Marshal, of course, had to give Boba Fett's armor to the Mando, to Din Djarin, after Din Djarin helped the village. Oh my god! I know, we knew that Temuera Morrison was cast, but seeing him as an unmasked, I know it might have been like a clone, a different clone of Jango Fett, a remnant of the clones from the Clone Wars, but I don't think so. I don't think so. It was fucking Boba Fett. So it's now canon again. Boba Fett's, it must be Boba Fett. So that made me scream. Really, that made me shout. So they did the same thing as they did at the beginning of, or in the end of episode 1 from the season 1. And they just ended the episode with a huge what the fuck moment. A huge cliffhanger, a huge fan service moment, which I was more than excited about. And I had the Black Series Boba Fett's helmet by Hasbro for a long time unopened, because I couldn't find any space to find it. And the instant the episode ended, I ran to the the collection room, and I opened it. I put it on my head, and I made a selfie and put it on my Instagram. So it's not people couldn't know that it's a spoiler really. We just take a picture of yourself. So I will make room in one of these Dettol so I can display it more, next to my Stormtrooper helmet. So yeah, that's how much I was excited about episode 1 of the second season of The Mandalorian. I warned you, there were many spoilers, and I can't wait for the second episode. I have already rewatched, as I said, the first one, and we've got something to look forward to each and every week. The world is shit, life is shit. It has never been more shit than it's now, at least for me. So I've got something to look forward to. Thank you, Star Wars. Once again, Star Wars is saving my life, as it always has been. So that's my experience, my thoughts about Mando, first episode of season 2. What did you think, my friends, about this episode? Let me know in the comments down below. And because I just love getting into discussions about Star Wars, as every true Star Wars fan does. So yeah, that will be all from me. See you soon. May the Force be with you, and bye.